All right, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a good holiday weekend, and we are back. So listen, I went through all of your suggestions, and I kind of like the fact that you guys have such a good sense of humor, but these were some of the ones that kind of stood out. So a couple of you guys said you wanted me to dance in my videos. That will not be happening. A couple of you, and that's weird, but like 3 of you want my daughters to shave my head on the video, which I'm actually for. Maybe that'll happen later in the week because I have way too much hair. Brianna and Cedric need a shout out because I guess they're bored. So there you go, Cedric, Brianna, awesome job. We got to know what day of the week it is. I guess you guys don't like the fact that I don't know the day of the week. I have a feeling you have made that mistake at least once over the last month. So give me a little credit. I guess Kiana needs a little shout out as well. She's amazing. She says that she's amazing. So she's kind of in the class of Mr. Berman where we like to honor ourselves. So Kiana, you're amazing. And some of you want me to put my face on the videos, and I think that's a very bad move, but maybe later on. All right, so let's get set up for today's lesson. All right. So we are going to continue on in the topic of inequalities. And we're going to be talking about graphing these inequalities. And I got to be honest, it's really going to be good. It's going to be easy. Watch what I mean. So let's take a look at number 1. So I'm going to give you an inequality like h is less than 7. Hopefully this angle is okay. What I would like you to do is I'd like you to graph that. So here's how you do it. You're going to take that 7, you're going to put that number right in the middle of the graph, and you're going to write a couple numbers after it. You're going to write a couple numbers before it. And your job here is to decide if h is less than 7, what numbers would work in that inequality. So first and foremost, I'm going to take that number. I'm going to place my dot on that number. Now you'll notice I'm looking for all the numbers that are less than 7. So if I'm thinking less than, I'm thinking to the left. Remember, left, less than. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade in from that bubble, that 7, all the way to the left. I'm going to make a big arrow. What this tells me is that everything that's less than 7 is going to work, except for 7. You'll notice that that is not filled in. Okay, so before we move on, I want to know what numbers are less than 7. I know you're thinking this is a very silly question because you know a million numbers less than 7. We're going to make our own solution set. What I do is I always put my solution set symbols directly below my line because then all I have to do is bring the number straight down. So 7 is not less than 7. That's why that's an open circle, so I won't include that. But 6 works. 6 is less than 7. 5 works. 5 is less than 7. 4 works. 4 is less than 7. Now watch this. Dot, dot, dot. What does dot, dot, dot mean? That means that it goes on forever. You'll notice this arrow is pointing to the left, and that's why my 3 dots are to the left. So here's your graph. Here's a solution set of answers that are less than 7. Pause me at any time. Let's go to number 3. Let's graph h is greater than -5. So we're going to take that -5, we're going to place it right in the middle. Now I need a couple numbers that are larger than -5. Now remember, we're negatives here. So we're going to be going backwards, right? To 0. And then I need a lefty less than, lefty less than. I'm going to go to my left, right? So where that -5 is, I'm going to put in my bubble. Now, it says here, I want greater than -5. So greater would always be to your right. Make a big arrow. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are like, Berman, this is easy. The arrow points in the direction of my inequality symbol. So if the h is greater than, look where it's pointing, to the right, guess what direction my arrow is going? To the right. Up here, it's pointing to the left. Guess what direction my arrow is pointing? To the left. Remember that for later. So let's do a solution set. What solutions will work with this inequality? Well, -5, it's an open circle. -5 is not greater than -5, so that's not going to be included. And just bring down the numbers right below it. And now remember, dot, dot, dot is going to be where that arrow is because it's going to go on forever. Pause me again if you need to finish up or take a look at everything. This is where it gets a little different. Let's go look at number 5. So let's take that -2. Let's put that smack in the middle. Let's put our bubble up top if you want. I usually do that first. Now let's think of some numbers that are greater than -2. -1, 0, 1, 2. And some numbers that are less than -2, -3, -4, -5. What direction are we going to shade? Think about the trick I just showed you. We're going to look for numbers that are greater than or equal to. So we're going to physically go to the right because that's the direction of that inequality symbol. You know what we're going to do with this circle? Because it's or equal to, we're going to fill it in. So now, is -2 going to be incorporated in that? Is that going to be part of that? Is -2 greater than or equal to -2? It certainly is. So when we make our solution set right below it, we will actually use the -2. Bring down the 0, dot, dot, dot will be on the same side as that arrow. Pause me. If you want to go back, rewind a little, go back, watch that one again. Let's try another one. I'm going to do a bunch today. Let's try number 4. Now this one looks a little different on number 4 because we have the number first. We can never have the number first. So what you'll always do, and I hope you're watching this far, you're going to switch it up. So you're going to put that variable first. You're going to put that number second. And because you switched it up, because you put it opposite, you're going to take that inequality symbol. Instead of it being less than or equal to, you're going to make it greater than or equal to. Really what you did is you just flipped everything. All right, so now let's do it. Take the 20, place it in the middle, put your bubble above it, put a few numbers on the right, 21, 22, 23. I don't care how far you go. And a couple numbers that are less than 20, 19, 18, 17. What direction will you shade? What numbers are greater than or equal to 20? Greater than, look at the direction. It's pointing to the right. So it's going to shade to the right. Am I going to fill in this bubble? Is there an or equal to? There certainly is. And so I'm going to shade in that bubble. So when I do my solution set, will I use that 20? Absolutely. 20. 21, 22, dot, dot, dot. All right, so now if only you were here in front of me, I could say, all right, give me another problem you want me to do. I'm going to pick one more, and then I'm going to let you guys finish it up for classwork. So let's go with number 6. Graph -42 is greater than G. All right, so again, that number comes first. We don't want it to come first. So let's flip it. G, and let's put -42 at the end. And because we flipped it, we're going to flip this. So instead of it being a greater than symbol, we're going to make it a less than symbol. Now let's graph it. Now, if you'd like, you can pause yourself and graph it and check. Or you can just listen to my amazing voice as I do it. So I'm going to take that -42. I'm going to put it right in the middle. I'm going to put my bubble right up top. Let's see, I need a couple numbers that are greater than -42. So -41, -40. And some of you might be struggling with the negatives because if I'm getting bigger, why does it look like I'm getting smaller? Well, with negatives, it's kind of backwards. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon and I can actually show you some reasons why that looks the way it does. All right, look at the direction of the inequality. I need a less than, so I'm going to shade to the left. Am I going to fill in that bubble? Is there an or equal to here? There is not. So that bubble is going to stay open. So my solution set right below it is not going to include the -42. It's going to have the negative 43, the negative 44. You could even put negative 45 if you're smarter than me, which you probably are. And you can go dot, dot, dot. Again, your dot, dot, dots will always be on the same side as those arrows. Okay. Everything we've done today. What are the main things you need to remember? Number one, your variable has to be mentioned first. Once you have a number mentioned first, you need to flip it. If it has an or equal to, you're going to fill in that bubble. My suggestion is always put your solution set directly below your line, so you're just bringing numbers down. And last but not least, wherever your arrow is, that's where your dots should be, wherever your arrow is. Some people like to do the dots first. Totally up to you. Your classwork, I'd like you to work on these problems. We have, we didn't get to number 2 or 7 or 8, and then we got a bunch, we got 8 more over here. We got 3 down here. I'd like you to work on these 3 and these, let's go with these 8. So let's go with those 11 graphs. You don't have to do 1, 2, or 3. We'll do those on Tuesday. All right, I hope you guys have a good day. Maybe on Tuesday I'll have my daughter shave my head. You'll have to wait. Have a wonderful day.